Hey everyone, Corey here, and here is my first attempt of a vlog, so God help me, and God help you all watching this. But what we're going to talk about today is this. Not a pencil, but what's written on it. Good old autism, and what it's like to live with it. Let me just get one thing out of the way. You just can't group it all into one thing. Even though they're all grouped under the one disorder, ASD or autism spectrum disorder, there are two main types, severe and mild. We'll start with severe, as it's the one people mostly think of when you hear the word autism. It's honestly the stereotypical case where people with it can barely communicate, aren't really the best at talking or expressing their emotions. But what annoys me so much is because of that, people think they don't have emotions or feelings. It's kind of obvious that they do, it's just they find difficulty showing them. People under ASD are the ones that need the most early intervention so that they can fulfill their potential in life rather than living in sorrow of the disorder. But that's severe. That's basically autism. The mild category, which yours truly falls under, is, it used to be called Asperger's, but now it's also grouped as mild ASD. This version of it is that you're basically a regular high-functioning human. It's just that you have a few odd quirks about you. You may find difficulty making friends and socializing, but you're still good at communicating. This mild group of autism, while they do still need some early intervention, they typically don't need nearly as much as the severe category. And I say typically because every single case is different. That's why autism is a spectrum. You can't just fall under one thing. It's one of the biggest misconceptions, and people with it, like myself, absolutely despise those misconceptions. In the sense that it's pretty much like doing the exact same thing everyone else does. Going to school, chilling with friends, chilling at home, your family, just living regular life. And yes, that does include Netflix and chilling. And my point is that we all have the exact same opportunities everyone else does. Even the severe autistic category, they just need more help and more early intervention. Now, I've stated this early intervention phrase a few times here. Early intervention is what I like to call the unofficial cure for autism, because it's so helpful and so life-changing to any autistic person, but particularly an autistic child. And what it entails is basically showing your kids the little things. Showing them how to communicate properly, taking them to a social club or a sports club to teach them how to make new friends, showing them the rights and wrongs of society, and just teaching them about society in general for preparation's sake. That is why early intervention is so important. It's the best preparation any autistic child can have. And it essentially teaches them that they know a thing or two about society, despite what their disorder might tell them otherwise. That way, despite your autistic kids' either communicational problems or social problems, as it used to be in my case, they'll be prepared for life and just prepared for the world ahead, despite how hard of a place it can be at times. I'll give you an example in my twin and I. The two of us went to a special needs school when we were way younger, and that essentially taught us all the simple things, as I stated, that we need to do in life, such as cooking, socializing, participating in group activities, and just learning how to live in the world. Because of this school's intervention, I actually left it at a much younger age, and thanks to it, and thanks to my family as well, I was able to go to a regular mainstream school and fulfill my true potential there, such as completing the Leaving Cert, going into college, and just meeting lots of great people. As for my twin, Casey, it taught her how to be a lot more socially aware. and actually to be really funny at some points. Some of the jokes she comes out with are actually pretty hilarious, and they always give all my family and I a chuckle. As for me, on the other hand, it's either really bad jokes, really bad puns, or just, I don't even know, just being obnoxious sometimes. I just want to give a few tips to parents of any ASD child out there. Besides the early intervention one, which is by far the most important, another big one is don't pity the child just because they have it. Teach them hard life experiences. Don't overspoil them. Treat them like any other son or daughter you may have. Treat them like a regular person. Despite how harsh that life can be, that's what I'm pretty damn certain all of us really want. Next, teach them every single social cue that you know that is suitable for them, so that they can live in society, act like a regular everyday person, and not feel so alone or to be an outcast just because they have a mental disorder. The disorder does not make their personality. Their personality makes their personality. And lastly, don't act like the disorder has ruined your kid's life. It hasn't. It just means they are different. They are still your child. They should still be the most important thing to you. And no matter whether they have a disorder or not, they're still special. And not in the way that you think. They're special because they're your kid and they're special to you. And now with the explanation and tips portions of the video done, I'm going to truly explain what living with autism/Asperger's is like for me. I'm going to admit, when I was younger, it was really difficult. I was horrific at socializing. I found it very difficult to make friends. And I had those few quirks about me that were just not normal, to be honest. This, for example, made my school life extremely difficult, particularly my secondary school life. No one really bullied me per se. It was more of an exclusion sort of thing, and it was more of me doing my own thing in the corner alone sort of thing, despite the few friends that I did have there. Partly because of this, and also partly because of how shy I was actually ashamed to have my disorder at one stage, which I strongly regret. A classmate of mine in my old secondary school, I remember this, in the Irish school system in second year, went up to me and asked, well, do you have autism, like? Because he kind of saw that I had some of the symptoms, and I lied through my teeth and said no. If I somehow travelled back in time and went to that moment, I'd look at the old version of me and be like, what the fuck? Don't lie and don't be ashamed, because you shouldn't be. To anyone watching this that has what I have, don't lie and don't be ashamed to have it. It simply means you're different, not inferior, and too many idiots in this world treat it as if, you know, you're inferior when you have a disorder like this. That goes to all disorders: depression, anxiety, schizophrenia. Ooh, the lighting is different. Yeah, it started getting a bit dark outside, so I switched on the light. But anyway, when it comes to having some form of anxiety when I'm walking downtown, particularly social anxiety, one of my favourite methods of coping with it is thinking of really funny scenarios in my head to just lighten the mood, like lighten my anxious brain, so that any social situation would be so much easier. It helps so much, and to those out there that struggle with social anxiety, with or without autism, it mightn't work for you, but humour is a fantastic way of relieving that tension and stress. At the very least, it works for me, and it should work for some of you, because you know what they say, laughter truly is the best medicine. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully you all learned a thing or two about what autism is like, in some ways how to live with it, and for you parents out there, how to help your kids or other adults that are struggling with it. I found this topic very personal to talk about because me and a lot of other people I know relate very much to it. I just wanted to discuss autism and my perspective on it in a nutshell, and I think that has been accomplished here. So thank you all again for watching, and see you in the next one.